Hi there, this is Crystal, and I am off to Shambhala here on YouTube, and this is episode number 15 of Reseller Shop Talk. And in my last video, I was talking about setting goals, and I was showing you my Keep It Simple outline that I had created for sort of organizing your goals on a piece of paper, so to speak. I have since taken those goals and done some things with them. And I had also talked about using a planner book. And there was one book that I wanted to to at least mention and look further into, but I couldn't find any reviews on it, and it's $25 on Amazon. And I would buy it, but I gotta watch my nickels and dimes right now, and I just don't think it's worth it for me right now, as much as I would love to do a review of it, whether I use it or not. It's just not in the book. So I have decided, as many of us probably do, especially if you're in the reseller community and you sell a lot of thrifted items on eBay like I do, you're probably all for using what you got. So that's what I have decided to do. So this is sort of my next level. I've been working on this just a little bit every day. You know, I'm not killing myself spending a lot of time on it. And eventually, you know, as through the course of the year, I might make some tweaks. And then next year, I'll review everything that I'm doing and decide if I want to do something different. But again, I mean, there could be things that change in the middle of the year that totally changes what I got to do, or makes something totally obsolete. Now, this right here, so let's get started. Well, you know what? Let me just go through and give you like a quick overview of all of the things I'm going to talk about, because maybe you don't even want to watch this video, or maybe you'll be like, yeah, I want to watch about that, so I'm definitely going to hang on. And I may, if I remember, put the times in down below so you could fast forward to anything that you feel like you might want to review again. I don't know about you, but I do that a lot when people are giving me information. I'm like, what did he or she say about that thing? And then I have to go through and find information in the video, and it takes a while, or I have to, you know. So I was thinking that might be one of the things that I do for a lot of my videos, is to sort of segment them and have the number down below, and you can just click on the time down below of where it is in the video, and you can just click on that and it will automatically take you right to that section or wherever it is that they're talking about that. At least they used to do that. I haven't really played around with it, but that's how it used to be when I first started making videos. Okay, it should still be like that. So, okay, the first thing I'm going to talk about is using a ledger, which is actually sort of a professional gap rule process sort of thing. I'm going to be talking about what I do when something sells, and how I log things into a spreadsheet. I am going to talk about what I do for and I don't even know if this is necessary, but I just like to keep a log so I can check on things, of like weird things. Like when I have to void a label, I write it down so that way I can tell. If I didn't get the money back, I can be like, hey, I never got my money back. And then this is my, whoa, I can't even hardly see it. Did I get zoomed in? I guess not. This is a day timer that I have had, and I was using it, and I was using a part of it, and I wasn't planning on continuing to use it, and I've used these before, and I've always liked them. And since I have it, I've decided I'm going to go full on and start using it. So I'll be talking about that. Let's see, let me move that out of the way. And then this is for when I'm meeting with, I was using this for something else before, but it just wasn't working for what I was using it for before. And it's just sort of like this leather folder with a pad of paper in it. And this is just going to be what I use when I meet with potential consignment clients. I'm starting to reach out, or I'm just meeting with people that I might be buying things from. And then this is, what did I decide to call this thing? I didn't write it down on here. Like a my weekly dashboard with my daily schedule, basically. And I got this idea from somebody that was showing us her bullet journal, and I'm going to be doing sort of a hybrid of a bullet journal and regular sort of file of facts, daytimer type planner kind of thing. I guess bullet planner. I'm not really doing too much journaling. But, you know, I guess because my goals are in there, and I might do like a habit tracker. But I'm not going to worry about the habit tracker until I get everything down. I don't need to add anything to the system. Then I'm going to talk about what I was doing. And I don't know if I'm going to keep doing this, but I'm going to try not to. And then I had this, and I didn't know I had it, actually. I'm like, oh, look at that. Because I was thinking, should I go just buy one of these things? And then I had this. I'm like, yes, I knew there was a reason why I bought that thing. So this is part of my planning, going to be part of my planning system. So, okay. Now, so I guess that's not really giving you too much information about what I'm going to be doing. But anyways, so I'm going to be talking about all this stuff, and I'm going to try to get it done in 30 minutes. And I'm already 7 minutes in, so we better get started. So this is a ledger that you would fill out, like you would have, like, I think you would have over here like debits and credits, and I don't really remember how you determine whether something is debit or credit, but you've got sort of like expenses and maybe income, and you log it all in, and you do it by day, and you have everything sort of in order, and it's like this log, and this is and I don't remember how to do it. I'm going to have to look it up. And then I need to put it into play and start doing it. But on the 1st, which is Sunday, coming up here in a couple days, I'm going to start doing this. So I've got a little work to do to figure this out. But hopefully I can squeeze that in with all the other millions of things I got going on. But there's 2 reasons why you want to do this. A, because it's part of the gap system of things, which is helpful if you ever get audited. But also if let's say maybe you're just selling a few things on eBay right now, but if you've got a vision of turning your eBay business into something bigger, you might want to start learning about this, because maybe you're going to develop or evolve into a business that's sellable, and you're going to want to have like 2 or 3 years worth of gap style accounting in order to get top dollar for your business. Plus, there's just so many. There's a couple other reasons, probably. It's just good practice. It's just nice to have too. And I mean, I think you could probably do it within 10 minutes a day. Just, I guess it depends on how much you're doing. Okay, so this I wanted to talk about. This I'm going to keep doing. This is just working out great. When I do my inventory, like I come in with all the stuff, and then I put the stuff in a spreadsheet, and sometimes I'll make the actual title out already that I am planning on using in eBay, and I'll put it in the spreadsheet as like the item name or whatever. And then when I go to actually do the listing, I just copy that in, and then sometimes I'll change it up a little bit. I'll be like, yeah, I better edit that. But it's pretty much ready to go, and it has like a lot of crucial information in it. And then some information is on the end that's actually not going going to fit in the title anyways, but it just helps me to have the information for when I'm doing listings. So while I'm going through and looking at the item and going, how much is this thing worth? You know, probably 50% of the clothing items that I look up, I will do a quick search to see what they're doing as far as sales. Because sometimes I'll think something's like just going to be like a $12 or $15. I'm like, this is nice, and I could probably do 12 or 15. And then I'm like, hey, you know, I think I could do 25 on this. So some things I'm like, I'm looking them up, going, and then I'm like pleasantly surprised. Because, you know, when I'm out buying clothes, you buy so much of it, like you just can't look every single thing up. But I was thinking about doing an experiment soon where I look up every single thing unless I absolutely know it's good. But this system, I did a video talking about this, and I'm going to do more. I'm waiting to get earphones and a microphone, not earphones, but microphone, because my microphone broke, and I want to be able to do screenshots and stuff. So hopefully by the end of January I'll get a microphone system going on. But there is a video about this, and it's working out really good. Oh, and I was hoping that GoDaddy would give me the eBay information better, but no, it's not really any better. It might be a little faster, but not much. It's still, they split it up between the shipping, how much eBay charges you for, on the, what do you call it, those fees at the end when it sells. They split it up between shipping and and I need it, unless I want to change my spreadsheet, which I could do, but I'm not going to change this. Maybe next year I'll do something different. But that's working out really good. And this is where I compile all of the information that I'm going to need for my spreadsheet. And it goes pretty fast. It looks more complicated than it is, but when I first got started, it takes too long to like look at the screen, and like it's just like, just get the information, put it all down, and then I can go on my spreadsheet and bam, 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 bam. But I'm really fast on the keyboard with doing stuff like that. Like I worked in an office where we had to do spreadsheets every day, and I mean, when you do this like every day, like you just get fast. So to me, it's really no big deal. Okay, I'm still on. Let's see, where am I at? Oh my god, 12 minutes. I'm almost halfway through. Now, this is a file. You know what? I didn't know where this was. When I moved out of my warehouse into, back to my house, this had gotten put in a box, and it was like the last box that I just finally went through like last week, or whatever, a couple days ago, not even last week. And I'm like, there's that thing. And, I mean, I'm sure I would have found, I just was too lazy to look it up. Because what this is, and I'm going to keep this by my desk, because it actually was really great. I just had this by my desk when I was at the office. And I'm not really going to change this up, but maybe you might want to try something like this, or have something in place for this. But there's all these little things that pop up that I want to be able to check on. Right? Like when you void a label and you want to go, did I get that $260 back? So you can go back, like, I think it could take like up to 2 weeks. It could even be longer, just depends on the situation, but typically 2, maybe 3 weeks. So if after 3 weeks you're like, I don't remember seeing that I got that back, you know, so, or when you get the notice, then you can check it off. Yep, got it back. And then, you know, so you can just check on that and go, hey, I didn't get my $6.72 back, you know, because that could add up if you do like 10 of these a year. And luckily I don't do them very often, but, you know, I mean, sometimes it just, whatever, you mess up somehow and you have to void a label for whatever reason. So it's nice to have some kind of log to refer to. And again, I might simplify this even further over the year. So that's one of the things that's sort of in this little file thing that I just keep on near my desk. What is this one? And I may not have to do this, but I don't know. I might stop doing this eventually, but I'm going to keep doing this until I get something better. But I had a Arizona tax license, and so technically I'm supposed to pay taxes on stuff, but now that I have GoDaddy, it's so much easier to identify these things. But I had to have this before because eBay and PayPal does not help you find this. If you don't keep track of what you have to pay taxes on if you sell something to somebody in your state, just forget about it. You'll never find it. You got to keep track of it as it happens. But I did notice that in GoDaddy, they have all that information pretty handy, so I may not do this. But I need to analyze GoDaddy a little bit more because I don't know if I want to keep it yet. I'm pretty sure I am, but it's $120 a year or whatever. Or is it more than that? I can't remember how much it is. I think it's $10 a month. And, you know, $10 a month is $10 a month. So, but I do it is nice, the information, it's definitely valuable. And the other reason why I think I am going to keep GoDaddy is because I want to familiarize myself with it, if anything, so that I can make recommendations to people who are in this business. Or if they want me to help them, I know what's going on in there. And, because that is part of my overall business plan for the future. Okay. Oh, that's more of that Arizona. Sorry, it takes me a minute to focus. I've got to get some kind of glasses. Okay, and then when something sells on FedEx, I log it in here so that I can then go back and make sure that that's indeed what I got charged. Because when they give you those numbers on eBay, it's an estimate. And I have heard, I haven't had any come back too far off. But if you want to really know the numbers, or you want to be like, oh, just whatever, it just helps you. So I keep a log of my FedEx shipments. Okay, so anyway, so this is what I keep by my, and I like to have it handy like this because it just makes it easier to stop and fill out. And I tried doing it on a spreadsheet, but for some reason it just, I don't know, I get spreadsheeted out, and I just want to have it on here, and then I can grab it as I need it and throw it away when I'm done. Once I determine that everything's accounted for or whatever. Oh my gosh, I am like, this is something I'm probably not going to use anymore. I usually have some calendar like this sitting on my desk. So I always know, it just, you know, because it's just nice to have a calendar. And then I always write things down. And all kinds of things. But it's not really very organized. And I'm going to stop using this because I have, and I've always actually made these things for myself in the past, but I never sort of had it systemized or stuck with any kind of system. And I guess there's this thing that people do in the planning world called bullet journaling. I'm not going to be doing any kind of real journaling too much. Did I mention this earlier? Because this is like my second take. I might do like a habit tracker, but I'll do that eventually later. Like right now, I just want to do what's important. And not that a habit tracker is not important, but I just don't need to add another component. Because it just won't get done, you know. But I might add like a little habit tracker down here at the bottom. Like, did I eat a big fresh salad, you know, or whatever. Actually, that is what I was planning on doing, so I guess I am going to have a habit tracker, but I'm not doing any kind of crazy habit tracker. And then they, you know, people do, well, go and look at bullet planning. They do some neat stuff, and it sort of feeds your artistic need, I guess. It's just, it just makes doing your planner type thing just more enjoyable, like, but at the same time, I just don't have time for that. I mean, I don't mind, you know, making little dots or something, like, and that was kind of fun or whatever, but I can't be spending a bunch of time on that kind of stuff. And I don't know if I'm going to keep my designs looking like this, but every week I'm just going to make one of these out, and I might, once I get to a design that I really like, I'll probably make a I might tweak this a little bit, and then I'll make a copy of it. Maybe, I don't know. I'll just make copies of the same one to reuse, because you know what? Time is money. I don't have time to be writing these things out. And then again, you know, if I'll make like maybe 5 or 6 of them, and then stuff always changes, so I can just rewrite another one when I feel like I need to make a change, but I'll keep using the copies. But the only problem with that is that I was going to use this, that's what this spiral book was going to be for my weekly, this is my weekly dashboard. I didn't even say what this was. It's my weekly dashboard. And I'm probably going to run out of time, so I will probably do another video talking specifically about my weekly dashboard. But it's almost identical to what this gal named Leslie Davis on YouTube does. Just look up Leslie Davis, her channel. I pretty much copied this from her. I just was like, that's it. That's what I want right there. And she does really neat bullet journaling, or bullet planning journaling. Yeah, she's really cool. I like her stuff. Now, I'm not going to get all cute like she does, but anytime soon. But it's definitely neat to look at. So that's what this book is going to be. So every week I will just, this is going to be, and this will be sitting on my desk instead of this. And then I have a nice big calendar on the wall already that I love, that I already bought. And it's too big for my desk. See, like, I like the size, I don't know if you can tell, but this is sort of a smallish calendar. And then the other one's kind of big, so I can look over if I just want to look at a calendar with clean dates. And it's not really, I'm not going to write anything down on that one. I mean, maybe if there's some big event coming up, I might put a sticker on, you know, my birthday. Because, you know, I'm all about my birthday. But, yeah, so I'm going to use this. And then if I end up handwriting these dashboards on these, then, you know, they'll probably evolve. And then if I feel like I want to add other components to it, I can as I go along. But this is going to be sort of this is going to be my bullet planner. And it's just pretty much going to have these in there. And if I feel like I need to pull them out, it has like the little thing there. I can pull it out real good and it'll be clean. I can do a clean pull. And I like the size of this too for sitting on my desk. Anyways, so this is going to evolve, and I will definitely be doing another video talking more specifically about that and talk about how that's working. I'm probably do a couple videos. Did I talk about this? This is for, yeah, I guess I just real quickly, I pretty much told you everything you need to know. And over here there will be like the contract or information that I can give out to people when I meet with them. But I just think this looks really nice when I go to meet somebody. And then I can just have this and I can write notes about stuff in here. And I think this is, now that's a little thin. I was going to say, I think you could fit like, maybe a calendar can go in this one. That's pretty, not a calendar, a calculator can go in here. So yeah, this is sort of like my meeting folder. And then when I get back to the office, I can do whatever needs to be done with my notes. And get like their spreadsheet started, because I have a spreadsheet that I use, a special spreadsheet for each client that I do consignment for. So this is, I was just using this just to sort of house some loose things, like, is that my voter registration? Yeah, like I don't really want to carry that around, but I just, like cards and stuff that I kind of like to have handy, or I just didn't know where I wanted to put that thing. So I threw it in there. And then it had all these sections, and I wasn't real crazy about, I'm like, I don't really want to try to use this at the time. But I had this, and I had only been really using it for the finance section. And it wasn't even really like the anything in the finance section was really helpful. It does have these like expense things that, because I want to start taking like one business trip a year, and I might take a couple trips this year that I want to count as a business expense. And so this one's like real good for travel, so I can track, because it's different when you do taxes, like if you have travel expenses. So you want to, that's like you just track, you keep track of things that you spend money on while you're traveling separate, I think. Anyways, I'm going to be talking to my accountant about that more. But right now, this is my bill paying system. Oh my gosh, I'm at 25 minutes. So what happens is these are all the people that I owe, and I've like the one underneath has like my account information if I need it. And then this little sticky note up at the top, oops, can't even see it. Like this, the sticky note down below has like the main information about each account that I have to pay, that I have to manually pay every month. I have to remember to pay it. So, and it has like the due date and like a phone number and account numbers and stuff if I ever need to retrieve them. So let's see, last time I paid water was on 12/9/16, and this is my electric bill. So then next month when I go to pay it again, then I write down what day I paid, how much I paid, and what I paid it with. Sometimes I pay stuff off my PayPal card, sometimes I pay stuff out of B of A, my Bank of America account. And so this just gets tossed and a new one gets put on with the information. And then if there's a confirmation number, so that way if there's ever a problem, I can be like, well, I paid that on with my PayPal card. It just helps me to know. And then also I have a record, because now that I'm back at home, I need to keep track of what I'm paying for water and electric and my internet, because there's some sort of home office deal for you keep track of that stuff if you have a home office. And I think, if you have like a commercial office, I would still need to keep track of that stuff anyway. So, and then these are my loans, and this, I no longer have T-Mobile, and it's the end of the year, and it's time that I pull this whole thing out of here. But I want to call them real fast before I take this thing all the way out and throw it away and make sure everything is like copacetic, because I just closed out with them. And I'm just blah, 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 blah. But I've got a new credit card that's going to go in right here. And then I need to redo this because this stuff has changed. These are my auto pays, so I can be like, what day is that due? And like, because my insurance changed, so it's no longer $99.68, it's something else now. And then last year I was supposed to get AAA at the first of the year, and I didn't. So I want to get that again this year, but I might not. It just depends on the money. But I love having AAA. I have a car that's pushing 200,000 miles, and you never know. Okay, and I love their towing. They have good towing. I just love them. I like them better than the people that come out when you have your insurance. They have, or whatever, all these other services. AAA is the best. I think it's so worth the money. But I always get that upgraded one where you get 200 miles of towing, because if I'm out of town or all the way across town, like I want to go to my mechanic and I don't want to have to worry about it. And I've had to use it. Okay, and then over here, this is my payoff plan. Well, right over here, these are my minimum every month bills that come out to $1,103, and that includes gas and food. I probably will spend a little bit more than that, but I'm going to start taking cash out, and that's going to be my budget. Now, I don't drive across town very often. I stick within like a 3 to 5 mile radius of my house. If I go more than 5 miles away from my house, that's really far away and rare. So I don't need a lot of gas, and I'm eating a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables, and then I'm going to really try to keep this as my budget, and whatever cash I get, that's what I got for gas and food. Now, there's probably a good chance I'm going to have to pull out another 100 at the end of the month, but I'm going to try real hard to stick with that. It's a big challenge, I know, but I'm telling you. until I hit that $3,000 or more every month, I got so much, oh my gosh. Anyways. This is another, I don't owe these people anything. I do owe these people some money. I gotta call them. So anyway, so I owe all these people money. And so this is my pay plan. And this is including some of my stuff that's over here. Like my debt. Like my FAFSA. No, I don't have FAFSA over here. That one I'm just paying minimum every month and that's it. So it's not on like a pay off quick plan. But Home Depot is. That's my Home Depot credit card. So I'm alternating like here. This is the electricity from my old office, which I never paid them because I thought it was going to be a lot cheaper and I just never had the money. And this is my one lagging bill that I've got to get paid. And then I owe some other people money. Just people. It's horrible. And then I've got like a credit card and Home Depot. And people, and I want to get them all paid off, so this is how I'm going to pay them. So I'm hoping that by January 7th, I can pay that SRP thing, and this is all going to be paid out of my eBay business between now and mid-April. And so that's my plan. And then after April, then I want to start looking to getting some help in. So anyway, I've got like this thing for contacts, which I may use for like my consignment clients. We'll see. I'm going to get more serious about using this thing. This is kind of interesting, this memory. Can you see that memory thing? Items on standby. I don't know if I'll ever use it. This is starting to get too complicated. But I'm going to leave this in here. Maybe someday I'll use it. Or, worst case scenario, it's just a blank page for me. Which is what I do a lot with these kind of things. I'm like, well, I'm not using it for what it needs. But I'll use it as a scratch paper or something. And then here, I never was really good at using these. I just never caught on to these. But they're in there like the day... I don't know, I like more of like something that looks like resembles a calendar and that resembles like this. This is more my speed. I just like this sort of a setup. But you can get more information because that's like on there than you can like on this. So I'm really thrilled. I'm really happy. I think that's going to work really good for me. Time will tell though. And no matter what, you have to stop every day and use it for the most part, you know, or you need it, like if you forget to do stuff or you start ignoring it for a while, you got to get right back on it. Okay, and then this is like an address book. And I really like the address books that have, you know, the alphabetical tabs. But right now I just write this, it's just randomly written in. And I try to keep these in the computer. And, but I really like having the hard copy too. I don't know why. It's just the old-fashioned person in me. But I'm thinking I might get the little something in here with the tabs so that it's all alphabetical. And I might get some extra sheets. I don't know.